It's a good opening. And the next sentence, you're telling me that, that was the false gate. I didn't want you to go that way. I tricked you. Now I'm going to talk about something totally different. Look over here. Hey there. Thank you for submitting your essay. Let's try assessing it. The question says, some people believe that professionals such as doctors and engineers should be required to work in the country where they did their training. Others believe they should be free to work in another country if they wish. So we have two schools of thoughts, or two camps. One believes that if you are an engineer and a doctor, you need to stay in the country and serve the people. There is the second camp that believes these people are under no obligation, so they're free. They can leave and they can stay wherever they believe is their desired location, or as they say, go where you're treated best. Anyway, those are the two camps. The rubric says discuss both these views and give your own opinion. This part is very important. We need to discuss both views. So we need to talk about the first camp. It doesn't matter if we agree with them or not. We still need to discuss the viewpoint of both camps separately. That's what IELTS orders us to do. Discuss both these views first, and then we're allowed to present our own opinion. We might have a completely separate opinion. We might agree with one camp, like camp A, or we might agree with camp B. There are some smart moves I have seen that you might even agree with both camps, but you still need to come up with your own agenda or your own development. So let's look at the response. In the modern era, I like the comma here, some people believe that healthcare providers, I love this, that the writer knows health and care together usually form one word. Healthcare providers and engineers should be obligated to work in the country where their training takes place. I like the fact that we're stating it as a fact. We use present simple here. Contrastingly, that's a very good word. Not many of our students use this, but that's good. I like it. Other individuals think that they should have the freedom of choice when it comes to where they want to continue their careers. I am of the opinion that people should have the right to choose the nation where they want to spend their lives working. Fair. So reading this, first, let me tell you, this is a very good introduction. The thesis statement is very clear. I am already introduced in this introduction to these two camps. And then I have the writer's opinion in front of me that believes the camp that supports freedom of choice is the right one. But let's see how it goes in the following paragraphs. A lot of people may argue that professionals should give back to the country where they did their diplomas. So I have a feeling we're now going to talk about the camp that is opposite the writer's opinion, the camp that it was camp A, the first camp, that believes these doctors, engineers should remain in the country where they received their education. So mainly because of how much the government has spent on their educations, especially. Okay, before I go on, this is a rather long topic sentence. I have the one reason. I also have a specific element, like it is going deep. A topic sentence must not be this detailed. We need an opening. A topic sentence should be a gate. It should lead me into more information. It shouldn't serve as an information desk right off the bat. So this is getting detailed that I don't like, especially professions like medicine and engineering. I like them. Let me also maybe modify my previous comment by saying I like the attention to detail. Focusing on medicine and engineering is exactly the areas where IELTS, the IELTS rubric in this case, wanted you to pay attention to. And I absolutely love it. I really see this throughout the essay. So this is a very good point. Although this is a valid viewpoint, it is an overgeneralization of reality. Okay. More than 80% of students who have graduated from universities are in debt. And the money, I love punctuation so far, correct, correct. And the money is spent, I love this grammar, on them has to be paid back in full with interest. Let's take the US, for example. This is already a sentence. I cannot use comma here. I need a semicolon. The vast majority of postgraduate medical professionals have debts amounting to around $300,000 to $500,000. Furthermore, engineers have slightly lower values at approximately $200,000 to $300,000. I love the example. I love the development. My issue is that, are we talking about the camp that actually believes engineers and doctors who received their education in a certain country should or are obliged actually to stay in that country and continue serving? Do we see that here? I just see an acknowledgement, like, although it is a valid point, then we continue contradicting it. And that is also not a very good opening, because your introduction was very good. It's a good opening. And the next sentence, you're telling me that, that was the false gate. I didn't want you to go that way. I tricked you. Now I'm going to talk about something totally different. Look over here. The real information is through this gate, not the gate that I first introduced you to. And personally, there are instances that these tricks are nice for writers. That's brilliant. But at IELTS, this may backfire. So if I were you, I wouldn't do such a thing. Pulling it off in a very sophisticated and skillful way is not something that everyone can do. Maybe you can. Maybe. What I see here is not what I really like. I feel tricked. I was supposed to listen to Camp A's opinion. There is no development there, or just a little bit. I mean, barely scratching the surface. And the whole paragraph is devoted to denying their opinion right off the bat. We don't give them a chance to breathe. There is no development. There is no discuss both views. We're not discussing both views. We don't even let them breathe, right? Like the moment they mention what they believe, it's done. And we started attacking them. That's not a very clever move in this particular essay. Don't get me wrong. Your writing is very good. Your ability to write is very good. I love it, really. This is not the right place, and this is not correct execution. Those are the two important elements. Moving on to the other paragraph. Granted, numerous countries have implemented a free education system for their citizens. Trapped workers in a country they long to leave is not the brightest idea. I like the word trap. I like long. Long is used correctly here. Mainly because of the enormous pay gap, I like this, between inhabitants of developing and developed countries. Another very long topic sentence. Look, almost half of the paragraph is the opening. I don't know what else is left. Everything is inside that topic sentence. It shouldn't be like that. For instance, I'm not a fan of starting your supporting sentences with an example. There are instances you can do it, of course, but it's very difficult because now the example has to act in two fields. One has to act as a description of the idea we just presented and also acts as an example. So there are two roles. The example has to develop and explain and has to present the example. That makes things a lot difficult for us. That's why I'm not a fan of writing an example as the second sentence or as the sentence immediately appearing right after the topic sentence. The average wage for a family medicine doctor, wage for a family medicine. Okay, it's a family doctor. I guess it's a family doctor in the US is around 250,000 US dollars, while the median wage, I love the word median, for the same position in Jordan only amounts to approximately 12,000 US dollars. I really like the execution here. I love the way you present words, letters, numbers about price in this essay. Engineers make even less than that when compared to their US counterparts at around 10,000 and 300,000 US dollars respectively. I have a feeling I am in the middle of a report, task 1, for academic IELTS module. And I'm not sure if this is right. I don't care about the numbers. This is not wrong. I'm very thankful and I'm very happy that you have mentioned these numbers. They're very good, clear to the point. I love them. One thing, I have a feeling that again, we are coming up with the opposite team's opinion, and before developing it, we're just continuing attacking it. So it's a very good technique if you really want to defend your own personal opinion. But here, at the beginning, we needed to remain neutral, present both opinions, develop them, we needed to say what the bases for these two camps are. And then you can say, yeah, I'm more inclined to believe in the ideas of Camp B. But we don't let Camp A breathe sufficiently. Anyway, in conclusion, it is a common belief that people with higher education should repay the country they finished their education. The country once they finished their education. Oh, sorry. The country they finished their education in. I need a semicolon. This sentence is done. It is a common belief that blah, 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 blah. Done. It should not be an obligation. Yeah, definitely. We need a semicolon here. The messages are linked. So it's good that we continue doing so. Freedom is something that is invaluable, particularly, I need a comma here before particularly, when it comes to the professional lives of individuals. Fair. 321 words. Let's look at the band descriptors. So the first thing, I love grammatical range and accuracy. There are just some, not some, there are just a few, fewer than a few actually, punctuation errors. And it's just not 9. But I love the range. I saw the absolute control over some advanced grammatical structures. That was very, very, very good. Well done. I mean, excellent. Lexical resource, I love everything about vocabulary except the range is sufficient. I needed maybe a couple more words to be convinced that the range is wide, especially about engineering. We kept saying engineering, engineering, engineering. For doctors, we had some other variations, and like health worker professionals, I don't know, these service providers, I mean, health care service providers, these variations are okay. But for engineers, maybe a couple more. I call them genre-specific words. So I need to see some words related to the topic to be completely certain that the range is wide. I didn't like the paragraph, the topic sentence in paragraphs, in both body paragraphs. But not like I hated it. It's just it was very, I mean, long, and it had too many explanations in it. The organization of the information was logical, but it wasn't sequential. So I didn't have the sequence like, yeah, I'm going to first talk about Camp A, and then I'm going to talk about Camp B, or I'm going to talk first about this topic, and then I'm going to talk about the other topic. So it wasn't sequential. But my main concern remains with that the question is not answered very well. We didn't give each main idea proper development. This topic has 3 main points: the opinion of Camp A, the opinion of Camp B, and the writer's opinion. The writer's opinion is 100% close to Camp B. Okay, so that makes it 2 main ideas, but this must still be addressed and acknowledged and developed. I saw this one, but this one was just barely mentioned and didn't get the chance to actually express the foundation of their belief. There was no one to defend their opinion. So this one is not sufficiently addressed. And at IELTS, hear me out, you have 3 main opinions. It only takes one of them not to be properly addressed to receive a low score. Just one of them. All 3 main points must receive they must be addressed and properly developed. If they are not addressed, or they're addressed, but 1 or 2 of them are not properly developed, the score will be based on the lowest one, on the one that received the lowest amount of care or attention. So that is a main concern. I love the writing style. I think you are a very clever writer, I mean, in general. And you showed me, you flexed some writing muscles in front of me, and I absolutely love them, but they were done in a place where it wasn't the place, or it wasn't the location, like the time was not right, the location of the sentence was not right, or the maneuver was not the correct maneuver to do. All in all, I absolutely enjoyed this. Does it deserve 6.5? Hell no. No. Categorically no. Revise it. Revise it. I guess this can get to 7.5. You have that potential. Just make sure everything you say is properly addressed and developed. Thank you. I wish you a lovely day.